Welcome to our Learn EB5 video. The purpose of this video is to provide valuable summarized information about the EB5 visa program to U.S. project developers and sponsors seeking EB5 investment capital. The information includes the rule changes that came into effect on November 21, 2019. Since we discuss many topics and so that you can easily jump to specific sections, the video is organized into the following 10 sections. 1. Who is EB5 Affiliate Network? 2. What is the EB5 program? 3. How the EB5 program works. 4. Why is EB5 popular with project developers and investors? 5. Structuring an EB5 project. 6. Role of EB5 regional centers. 7. Create or affiliate with an EB5 regional center. 8. Complete EB5 project documentation. 9. EB5 investors. 10. Conclusion and additional resources. 1. Who is EB5 Affiliate Network? This video is presented by EB5 Affiliate Network, one of the largest, fastest-growing EB5 companies in the United States. As the owner and operator of 15 approved regional centers with a geographic coverage area of 27 states, we provide best-in-class services across all aspects of the EB5 program, from project structuring to documentation. EB5 Affiliate Network has been recognized by industry peers as one of the most innovative EB5 companies in America. Out of more than 800 regional centers, we are the only owner and operator selected as a Medallion Solution Partner by NES Financial, the leading third-party financial services provider in the EB5 industry. This NES Financial Partnership is a result of our leadership in the increasingly important area of EB5 regional center compliance. In this video, we explain how the EB5 program works, how most EB5 projects are structured, and why the program is attractive for project sponsors, developers, and foreign investors. 2. What is the EB5 program? First, let's begin with the history of the EB5 visa program and how it is administered today by the U.S. government. Congress enacted the EB5 program in 1990 to stimulate the U.S. economy through job creation and capital investment by foreign investors. In 1992, Congress enacted the Regional Center Pilot Program, also known as the EB5 Immigrant Investor Regional Center Program. This temporary pilot program is renewed every year. It allows investors to qualify for EB5 visas by investing through regional centers designated and approved by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, based on proposals for promoting economic growth. The EB5 program is a federal program administered by USCIS, which is a division of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Since its inception, the EB5 program has expanded significantly. It is now the most popular visa category for foreign investors seeking expedited permanent residency. The program provides a direct method of obtaining a permanent residence card, commonly referred to as a green card, for foreign nationals who invest money in the United States, stimulate the U.S. economy, and directly create new jobs. 3. How the EB5 program works. To obtain conditional permanent residence through the EB5 program, a foreign investor must invest money in a new job-creating enterprise or EB5 project in the United States that creates at least 10 new full-time jobs. The money must remain at risk during the investment period until the investor completes the immigration process and the investor's green card becomes permanent. For this to happen, the 10 newly created jobs must exist for at least 2 years, and detailed records must be kept verifying that this job creation has occurred. The minimum investment amount varies depending on the location of the EB5 project. If the project is located in a targeted employment area, or TEA, then the minimum investment amount is $900,000. If, however, the project is not located in a TEA, the minimum investment amount is $1.8 million. A TEA is a USCIS-designated rural area or area with high unemployment that will benefit from the economic growth fostered by foreign investment. An area qualifies as a high unemployment TEA if the average unemployment rate is at least 50% greater than the national average. To determine whether a specific area qualifies as a TEA, please visit our free national TEA map at eb5an.com. 4. Why is EB5 popular with project developers and investors? For developers, the EB5 program presents a rare opportunity to access below-market investment capital for job-creating enterprises. It also makes projects possible that would otherwise be difficult to finance. But what makes EB5 capital an attractive financing option? Foreign nationals are interested in EB5 projects to obtain green cards. Thus, most investors are willing to accept a lower financial rate of return on their investment in exchange. The lower cost of EB5 capital, therefore, makes EB5 financing an attractive alternative financing option. Everyone wins: investors, project sponsors, and the public benefit from the below-market overseas capital funding EB5 projects that create new jobs here in the United States. 5. Structuring an EB5 project. So now that you know a little about EB5 and why it is a popular financing option, the next important question to answer is, how are most EB5 projects structured? EB5 investment projects are structured in two ways: as direct investments and as regional center investments. Since the vast majority of EB5 projects are structured as regional center investments, that's what we'll focus on in this video. An EB5 regional center project success depends largely on three factors. 1. Sponsorship by a USCIS-approved regional center. 2. A complete set of EB5 compliant, project-specific offering documents. And 3. Eligible EB5 investors. We'll discuss each of these elements next. 6. The role of EB5 regional centers. EB5 Regional Center designation is a USCIS license that allows the holder to sponsor EB5 projects within a specific, approved geographic coverage area. Most EB5 projects are structured as regional center investments because of the favorable treatment of job creation for projects sponsored by approved regional centers. An EB5 project sponsored by a regional center is allowed to count the direct, indirect, and induced jobs that result from the development of the EB5 project and the expenditure of EB5 investment capital within the investment region. For example, if the EB5 project is an investment to develop a new hotel, the capital expenditures on the construction of the building and the operating revenues once the hotel is open both count toward the project's EB5 eligible job creation. Job creation is usually calculated using official economic impact multipliers, such as RIMS2 or M-Plan, which forecast the economic impact of expenditures and revenue creation by industry category. Multipliers allow an economist to estimate the full impact of certain expenditures and revenues by including all direct, indirect, and induced jobs that occur due to the project. For example, imagine a hotel project in Miami, Florida, in which the total hard construction cost is $25 million and land cost $20 million. The construction will create many jobs, not just for the workers on site, but also for all those employed by suppliers, transportation companies, and various other businesses that make the construction on the project site possible. Assume the RIMS2 multiplier for hard construction spend in Miami-Dade County is 8 jobs for every $1 million spent. This multiplier includes all direct and indirect jobs from the construction of the project. Given these figures, we can estimate the project will create 200 EB5 eligible jobs, assuming the project stays on budget and spends $25 million on hard construction costs and $20 million on land cost. This same framework is applied for hotel revenues once hotel operations have stabilized. For verification of projected job creation, the Regional Center provides receipts and invoices, which must show USCIS that the projected expenditures actually took place, so that each investor is credited with his or her 10 required jobs. Favorable job calculation and easier tracking and documentation are the main reasons most EB5 projects are structured as regional center projects. To instantly estimate EB5 job creation for any potential EB5 project, please visit our free EB5 job calculator at eb5an.com. 7. Create or affiliate with an EB5 regional center. Two options exist when structuring an EB5 regional center project. First, the project developer can apply for its own regional center designation, allowing it to sponsor projects. Second, a project developer can affiliate with an existing regional center. Each approach has its pros and cons. For setting up a new regional center, the pros are that the developer owns the license outright and can sponsor an unlimited number of EB5 projects within the approved geographic area. The main downsides are higher upfront cost and long USCIS processing times for regional center approval, with no guaranteed outcome. For project sponsors that want complete control of the EB5 process and have a long-term pipeline of projects, starting a regional center could be a good choice. The benefits of affiliating with an existing EB5 regional center include an expedited EB5 fundraising timeline, lower upfront costs, and the benefit of working with an experienced and professional EB5 regional center operator who can provide guidance through the EB5 process. The cons are that, normally, the project developer must affiliate with a regional center separately for each EB5 project it pursues. Also, the total costs are likely to be higher in the long term compared to setting up a new regional center. 8. Complete EB5 project documentation. The second major component of an EB5 regional center project is the complete set of EB5 project-specific documents. These include the project's EB5 Matter of Ho compliant business plan, economic impact or job creation report, private placement memorandum or PPM, loan agreement or stock purchase agreement, and the new commercial enterprise entity and manager documentation. Let's consider once more our hypothetical hotel project in Miami, Florida, with hard construction costs of $25 million and land cost of $20 million. Let's say the project is to develop a new Marriott hotel in downtown Miami. The first document is the EB5 Matter of Ho compliant business plan. The business plan explains exactly how the proposed investment meets the criteria of the EB5 program. It also demonstrates how EB5 investments will remain at risk and create the required 10 jobs per investor. The second document is the Economic Impact Report, which shows how the project's capital expenditures, in this case construction costs, and projected operating revenues will create a sufficient number of EB5 jobs for the investors. We've already calculated that this project would create 200 jobs, so it can support a maximum of 20 EB5 investors. 200 divided by 10 equals 20. Looking at this from a different perspective, the project, which costs a total of $45 million, can take on a maximum of $18 million of EB5 investment capital if it is located in a TEA, or $36 million if it is not in a TEA. If the project chooses to raise less than the maximum amount of EB5 investment capital with fewer investors, then there would be a job surplus, and each EB5 investor would be allocated more than the required 10 jobs per EB5 investor. For example, if the project site was in a TEA and only 10 EB5 investors joined the project, then each EB5 investor would be assigned 20 EB5 eligible jobs. 200 total project jobs divided by 10 EB5 investors equals 20 jobs per investor. Projects with a job cushion, with more jobs assigned to each EB5 investor than the minimum 10 required jobs, have lower immigration risk for EB5 investors. The next document is the Private Placement Memorandum, or PPM. This is a disclosure document to potential investors summarizing the EB5 transaction, the terms of the investment, the risks associated with the investment, and key information regarding the management and control of the EB5 investment funds. Many projects use a partnership structure for the new commercial enterprise, or NCE. Therefore, if the project is in a TEA and decides to raise only $9 million in EB5 capital, a new limited partnership will be formed. In our example, let's call the limited partnership EB5 Hotel Fund Miami. It will have 10 limited partners, each an EB5 investor, and one general partner or manager of the fund. Each EB5 investor subscribes as a limited partner to the fund and invests $900,000 plus any administrative fee, which is determined by the general partner. Then, once the EB5 accumulates a certain amount of EB5 capital, it makes a loan to or equity investment in the Job Creating Enterprise, or JCE. The JCE is typically the entity that owns the land and is also the entity responsible for the construction and development of the project. At the end of the investment period, the JCE repays the loan to the EB5 fund, which then returns the investment capital and any accumulated returns to investors. Or, in the case of an equity investment, the investors can choose to sell or retain their individual stakes in the JCE. 9. EB5 Investor Requirements. The final component of an EB5 regional center investment is finding the desired number of EB5 investors. To be eligible for the EB5 program, an investor must be a foreign national who meets the immigration requirements determined by USCIS. For the purposes of the EB5 program, An EB5 investor is defined as up to an entire family unit. Therefore, an entire family, husband, wife, and children under age 21 at the time of application will be considered a single EB5 investor. Consequently, only one required investment is needed, no matter how many members of the family are applying for green cards. EB5 investments must comprise legally obtained funds, and investors must submit a documented source of funds accounting that shows the lawful source of the required capital. Many EB5 investors receive capital gifts from parents and relatives, which they use for EB5 investment. This is allowed, provided investors can provide proper documentation of where these funds originated. It is important for an investor to consult an immigration attorney regarding these and other requirements under the EB5 program. 10. Conclusion and additional resources. Thank you for your attention. I hope this has helped you gain a better understanding of the EB5 program. To learn more about the EB5 process, please visit eb5an.com, where you can also set up a time to talk to a member of our team about your individual needs. We also offer several useful EB5 tools and resources. To check whether your project falls within a high unemployment TEA, check our national TEA map. Use our free EB5 job creation calculator to instantly calculate the number of EB5 eligible jobs your project will create. Before choosing an EB5 project to invest in, be sure to review our EB5 investment guide. For a detailed look at all aspects of the EB5 program, download and read the official EB5AN EB5 guidebook. To simplify the due diligence process when assessing potential EB5 investment projects, use our EB5 Project Risk Investment Questionnaire. Learn about the services we provide through the EB5AN Service Offering Summary. Finally, consult our EB5 Regional Centers database tool to search for regional center coverage in your area. We look forward to hearing from you.